handprint. The ghostly image appeared when this window was dusted for prints.
There's no doubt that it's an important item of evidence. There has to be a point of entry and a point of exit in a crime like this. If there is a handprint, it may be very significant.
I can show you.
And we're learning that 21-year-old Kaylee'S may have been the killer's prime target. Published reports say that Kaylee was subjected to a more brutal attack than the other 3 victims. She was killed on the same bed along with her best friend, Madison Mogan. News Nation reporter Brian Enton is in Idaho covering the investigation.
There's a number of different theories possible. Since her wounds were more significant than Maddie's, is it possible she was the target? Yes. Or is it possible that she woke up and was trying to fight back and that Maddie was the target?
As the investigation enters its 4th week, Kaylee's father is expressing disappointment with the local police.
Do you feel confident in the police investigation and the people investigating right now?
I do not feel confident, and that's why I push the envelope and say a little bit more. I hate to be that guy, but there's a job to do for everybody. Has a job and a role to play, and this is my role as the parent.
He says he's raising money to hire a private detective.
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know why we're here?
And I assume noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big speaker right there.
Yeah.
Nothing against having a party. Once neighbors start calling in, then we have an issue.
Fair.
You go to school?
Yeah.
Okay. What year?
Senior.
Senior. Okay. So I'll tell you the same thing I told them. You probably know the drill, right?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. So usually, at least for me, I'll give you a verbal warning.
Okay.
Once I have neighbors calling in, your music's too loud, you're disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Nothing against having parties, nothing against having people over who are overage to drink. Mm-hmm. But again, once we start disturbing the neighbors, then we've got an issue.
Yeah.
Noise ticket is up to 300.
Yeah, somewhere around 300.
Okay, it's a pretty expensive ticket. I don't want to give that to you. That being said, this is your place, so I'm going to hold you responsible. Because it is your place, you're also responsible for everybody here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab your info.
Yeah.
And if I do have to come back here, a $300-some ticket's coming your way.
Okay.
And it only gets more expensive from there. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair. Absolutely.
Actually, let's just do this. What's a good phone number for you? Is this 1122 here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. I'd much rather you spend that $300 on beer or something fun than
Yeah.
a noise ticket, right?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. 22 here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. I'd much rather you spend that $300 on beer or something fun than a noise ticket, right?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That being said, warnings. Don't do it again.
Yep.
I'd hate to come back in a few hours and then have to issue that. So, any questions for me?
No.
All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Last time y'all heard from the police?
Thursday, we looked at our phone records. We want to be accurate. We don't want to sell anyone out.
About 3 o'clock on Thursday.
And did y'all get an update from the police about the investigation?
There was nothing. We have no updates for you.
There was no update. They needed me to sign a waiver form so that they could investigate something
Some mail.
that was mail related. So,
To some of my sources, and I've been told that there were differences in the way that the victims were killed. Some were more severe than the other. And this week we heard the target attack, walk back, and then reverse it back to it being a target attack. Tell us about the targeted attack.
They have told us that it was targeted, but they told us they can't tell who. We asked specifically, and they said we'll try to get that information to you. And they got back to us a day or so later, and they said we're sorry, we can't give you that information. But then a day later, we saw in the news that it was not targeted, or they think the whole house was targeted. But
I'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Their means of death don't match.
Maddie's
They don't.
and Kaylee's cause of death, it does not match based on the autopsy report.
They don't match.
Would indicate that one of them.
He doesn't have to
may
go
have
up
been
the
the target.
steps. Let's stop playing games, guys. I need somebody to step up and be an alpha. Be somebody to be a leader. Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. He doesn't have to go up the steps. Their points of damage don't match. I'm just gonna say it. It wasn't leaked to me. I earned that. I paid for that funeral. I paid for that. It's my right. You ain't taking that from me.
Calm down.
If you don't want to say nothing, that's your bet. But don't say I'm leaking anything. I paid that bill. Her to college to get an education. She came back in the box, and I can speak on that.
I was from.
Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. This is all my thoughts, my speculations, and my opinions. At 1:32, we see Jack D sitting in the corner club. That's right. From the corner club to King Road, it's a 5-minute drive. And Jack D said in the police report that a fraternity president drove him back. He said he believes it was a little bit over 1 a.m. and that is a lie. I pointed that out because the screenshot of Jack D sitting in the corner club and Maddie and Kaylee'S standing next to him is 1:32. Is he trying to buy time? From 2:26 until 2:52, Jack D is called 10 times by Kaylee and Madison. 10 times. He's trying to tell us he did not hear one single phone call. He went to bed. Quite strange. Jack D didn't took an Uber or taxi. No proof or driver who came forward. So he took his own car, or more likely waited for a bartender and friend Adam be free around 2 to 2:15. So this part is all speculations, but this was what was said in the beginning. We see the white pickup truck driving towards the corner club while Kaylee, Maddie, and Jack Showalter were walking down to the grub truck. So it makes sense with what Jack D said to the police before he decided to get a lawyer, attorney. Is it because he was badly injured? Just a question. You see a white pickup truck driving towards the CC Corner Club. Could it be possible that lines up with what he said, that a fraternity president was going to drive him back home? But he did not reach home until almost 2, I guess, because at 1:32 he was taking the picture of the grub truck. So I think he's trying to buy time here. This picture is taken at 1:32, and he says he was home by 1, a little bit over 1. That's a lie. Why didn't he pick up for Kaylee and Maddie? And why did he look so injured? Was Jack D Kaylee's stalker? Allegedly? Just in my opinion. Or was it Showalter? Showalter was good friends with Maddie. Maddie's dated many of his friends. That's what the report says. So Showalter doesn't know Kaylee. Showalter knows Xana well. I wonder why his hand looks like that. And what is he hiding behind the other hand? Kaylee was going to move on with her life. She was going to move to Austin, Texas. She was going to take Murphy the dog. The mayor mentioned crime or passion. Why does his hands look like that? Why did he get himself an attorney? Doesn't make sense. He gave his interview to the police just a bit, and then his mother calls him. It's written in the report, there's facts. And then he decides to get an attorney. Not even Shawalter got an attorney. So what's going on? Why is he hanging right at the crime scene? Is it to get an alibi? Why didn't he pick up for Maddie and Kaylee? I've always said from day one, his hands never looked right. In my opinion. Where has he been? Why is his hand like that? And he's the only one that got put in the police's Land Cruiser for 45 minutes. He had a cut inside his hand, in his palm. My opinion. I wonder what Jack D. his emotional and psychological state was like before the unalivings. Kaylee was going to leave him. She's going to move with her friend Jordan to Austin, Texas. They broke up 3 months before that. Kaylee was not even following Jack D on social media. She blocked him on Instagram. What was going on in Kaylee's life? Because she wasn't following her sister either, Olivera. Kaylee would have taken Murphy with her. She finished her education. Jack D, I don't think finished his education by then. Crime or passion? Was he jealous? I wonder. Why was he at the crime scene? And why didn't he pick up for the girls? 10 times. I really do believe WSU Kim when she said that Jack D asked a sorority girl to be his alibi. I think he was full of rage, in my opinion. Why would you go and get an attorney? The police asked him to draw all the rooms at 1122 King Road and who lives in which room. The others wasn't asked to do that. While he was doing his interview, his mother called him and then he said he needs his attorney. So they had to continue the interview on the 17th of November. I wonder if that is the black truck at times. Could it have been owned by Steve? By DM, his father? Jack T had pictures of his hands injured on TikTok. I know that he's an axe thrower. An axe thrower. But that doesn't cover. If an axe fell on his fingers, they would have chopped up his fingers or his hands. Trigger warning. So it doesn't make sense. What was he doing at the crime scene? Why did he lawyer up? Why didn't he need an attorney? Kaylee had a stalker. Was it Jack D who was stalking her? That's usually what happens when couples go separate ways. Not always, but at times. Kaylee got most of the wounds. She got over 30 times. I do understand Zana got over 52. What we need to understand is Zana, over 30 of those stab wounds was because of self-defense. She was defending herself. there was somebody literally out for Kaylee. And the police in the beginning were saying, no, there wasn't any stalker. It was 2 guys who tried to follow her to a car. That was all nonsense. I'm sure that episode happened too, but Kaylee had a stalker. And I believe this whole house was being recorded. There's a camera inside. I don't believe the surviving roommates were very honest, in my opinion. I still haven't come to analyzing DM and her description of Koberger. But let's talk a bit about Kaylee. There had to be a reason Kaylee was studying from home. She was avoiding someone. There was the incident of a stalker, somebody dressed in all black, hiding behind the bushes, behind the sliding door basically of 1122 King Road. And Kaylee was walking Murphy, so she had to call the surviving roommates and her roommates to ask when they're coming home. Are we sure it's not one of her sorority sisters doing that to her? Or could it be Jack D, in my opinion? Some